See, a lot of times we get this thing wrong. We think just because we are a pawn, because, we're not big in ministry, or we're one of so-called lowly people in ministry, that you don't have any value. But I'm trying to tell you that the most value on a board really belongs to the pawns, because the pawns set the flow of the game. And it's many of them. You only got 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops, 1 queen, and 1 king. But the pawns, they cover the whole board from side to side, right? So if they do their job, then the king is better protected. The others who have more power and authority, they operate within the ranks of the pawns. In other words, the pawn sets it up, the bishop mows them down. The pawn sets it up, the knight takes them out. If you're going to be successful in chess, you got to understand your position on the board. The pawns are not doing what they're supposed to do as it relates to protecting the king, because the pawns now feel as though their assignment isn't important enough. And so they don't pay attention to what the king is doing, and they take their eyes off the king, so they're no longer protecting the king. The king is vulnerable because those who have been put in position to protect that wall are no longer doing the assignment. Church, membership, saints of God, what is your position? See, if you're a pawn, but you keep acting like the bishop, you can't protect nobody because you're too busy covered in why the fact you can't move as far as the bishop can move. If you're a pawn and you keep covered in the fact that the knight can over-jump you and move in an L position, you keep getting mad because you're trying to figure, well, how come I'm on the front line? And what happens is there creates a dissension in the church. So now that the pieces aren't able to work together because those who are front line are disgruntled. Well, we ain't doing that. We ain't preaching. We ain't singing. We ain't doing all these things. And we ought to be able to do it too. And so you get this confusion in the church because everybody is trying to do something outside of their position, and therefore no position is being equally noted because there's too much infighting. So now we have multiple denominations. Now we have multiple churches. Now we have multiple doctrines. And everybody is against somebody because one thing they do is not what we do, and we don't do what they do. So therefore, the kingdom cannot move forward because everybody is infighting as to who thinks they have the right position to be where they are. And so I don't want to be a pawn.